I shoot with two cameras. The first one is the Blackmagic Production 4K, and I don't have a cage on it. But for this camera, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, I have it rigged out with a cage and all the accessories. There are two popular brands out there. One is SmallRig, the other is Tilta. They're both great. Some people are a little brand loyal to one over the other. I just happen to use SmallRig because that's what I started with. For the sake of this video, even though I'm using the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro, all of this will apply to any camera that you're using, whether it's a Sony, a Canon, a Panasonic, any camera. What's going to matter the most is the cage itself, the shell, the exoskeleton that you're going to put around the camera. That you're going to need to purchase for the make and model of your particular camera. And after that, any accessory that you add, the parts are interchangeable for the most part. I'm going to start with the side grip, and that's this grip right here. This camera is designed with a grip on the right-hand side. So having this left-hand grip allows me to get a nice firm grip on the camera if I'm doing a handheld shot. It just feels more comfortable holding it. What's great about this particular handle is you don't need screws to unscrew it. I've never had a problem with it coming loose because it has to wedge inside of the cage. The other thing I like about it is on top of the handle, we have screw threads. There's 3 threads there and a cold shoe mount. I've actually used the cold shoe mount on this to attach a microphone or a transmitter. I can adjust the height to where I want it to go. So I'm not relying on a screw thread with it locking into place. I can, adjust its height. The other thing this camera cage has is the SSD mount for the Blackmagic. You see that little slot right there? That's actually built into the cage. If you're shooting on the Blackmagic, you know that the CFast cards get to be really expensive. So having an external SSD gives you that flexibility to have 1 or 2 terabyte to shoot on. So the next piece of equipment that I like for this is the top grip, also made by SmallRig. It's sturdy, it screws into place. You need an Allen wrench to bolt it into place, but once it's in there really good. So it also has 3 threads and a cold shoe mount on top of it. This is the one accessory that I don't use that often. I don't use it in the way that I thought I would use it. So I've kind of figured that this grip, I would do some low angle shooting, sort of, down to the ground shooting with it. I haven't done that in the 1.5 years that I've had this camera. I feel like if I take this handle off, I'm going to be in a situation where I want to get a low angle shot. I do take it off when I put this onto the DJI Ronin. It takes some weight off of it, and also for that tilt. There's one accessory I don't use that came with this rig, and this is the SmallRig cable clamp right here. The idea is it would attach itself onto here, and it would hold your wires in place. I don't use it because it just gets in the way. I already have a handle on here, and to get to any of the plugs, it was more of a hindrance than it was a help. So I don't use it. The other piece that it came with is this follow focus rail that can attach to the top of the camera. The lens that I use is a little bit longer than the one in the picture. Another addition that I made to this is this Rode shotgun microphone. There's a cold shoe mount on the actual cage body itself that this attaches to. I don't always need it, but in instances where I'm recording someone, it's better audio than the camera itself. And if someone's far away, it will pick up that sound a little bit better. That helps for when I'm matching the audio in post. In a run and gun situation, it is a good microphone. I've seen people vlog with it because it's a proximity thing. The closer you are, the better the sound's going to be. So if I'm vlogging and I'm this close, let's cut over to the audio on this. So this is the audio coming from the Rode microphone. It's very close to my face. If I move this further away, let's see, and I talk like here, so here's how the sound changes as I move further away. Let me set this down and go even further back here. Let's see. So this is the sound again. Sorry. You get the idea. The further away you are from it, it's, to a degree, you could fix it in post, but depending on your application, if you're doing run and gun, it is handy to have that microphone there. Some people will put them on top of the handle here, the microphone, so you get it a little bit closer to your subject. For me, it's really just to increase the audio on the camera itself. God forbid I lose the lavalier boom mic that I'm recording with. Another accessory that I added to this cage setup is a shoulder rig. And I'm going to show you the full view of it here. So you have these two grips and they're adjustable. You can tilt them in or out. It's great if you want to do handheld video. You're still going to get that bounce if you're walking. So this is more ideal if you want to become a human tripod. What I recommend is you want to add some weight to this. You might be able to find a wrist or ankle weight, anywhere from 2, 3 to 5 pounds. You want a little bit more weight here to counterbalance, because the camera's in the front. You want to counterbalance weight in the back so that you can get smoother footage with that. My favorite accessory on here, a follow focus. If you're holding the camera, it's just easier to reach your hand here than it is to come around, or you should be doing underneath. With the rails on, you can't really come underneath, but some people will do that. They'll hold it close and come underneath. But what I mostly like about the follow focus is if this is resting on a tripod, you can just kind of come over and shift your focus there. So what you can do on the follow focus is set your in and out points on this follow focus. And you have hard stops. So if you're doing a rack focus between subject A and subject B, foreground, background, and you have these hard stops, that takes the guesswork out of where your focus is going to go. This is an accessory that I got from SmallRig called the Seamless Focus Ring. And that is this guy right here. So what it is it's seamless. It's just a ring that goes over the gauge of your camera. So another accessory that I like to use on both cameras, even the Production 4K that doesn't have a cage, are these strap clamps made by Peak Design. I wasn't a fan of putting a strap on a cinema camera, but because of this, I rarely use the shoulder rig anymore because I'm getting a really firm and stable grip on the camera. It's basically a quick release system that you just push in and it comes loose. And once it's in there, once you lock it in, it's in there really good. It's not going anywhere. It actually did solve my problem of when I want to take this and have it be run and gun, I just put the same strap on here and, I'm good to go. Another item you can add to your cage is a matte box. I don't use a matte box on this camera because it has built-in ND filters, and that's basically what I would use the matte box for. If I'm using a CPL or an ND on the Blackmagic on the 4K, I have the actual screw-on lens adapters for that. The other reason to use a matte box are the barn doors. I typically don't have that problem because these lenses have hoods, but it's something a lot of people use. It looks good. It makes your camera look really professional. So there's that. What it comes down to is the flexibility of your workflow, being able to streamline your workflow and make things run smoother for you. If you're a solo shooter, if you're just starting, even if you've been doing this for decades, it's so important to make sure that things are where they need to be. Any little thing that can make the shoot go that much smoother is going to help you in the long run. So whether your camera is rigged out with something like this or nothing like this, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you know your camera, you're putting the tools to place that you need, and more importantly, go out there and capture some great images, tell some great stories, use the camera to its pros, and let's make some great art. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you don't already subscribe, please do. And please like this video if you've made it this far. Thank you so much.